the spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch to say I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, man, the girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard others thought only get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful Android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate it. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Oh, yeah. What up? It's your boy, JayDollKingHefner, and the beautiful Cara Frost. And we're back again for another episode of the Dog King Power Hour, baby. And the title of today's episode is Heavyweight Hangover, baby. Heavyweight Hangover. And if for all of my faithful viewers that have been watching the show, y'all already know what that had something to do with. I've recently put out my top 11 list of best BBW companion dogs that you can actually own. And man, I promise you, I know that I really am not going to have a whole bunch of heavyweights in my family going forward just because of the weight factor. But those BBW companion dogs, when you get to seeing those curves, my God, you talking about blowing your mind to a whole nother level. I might say I'm not getting one only because I'm not actually strong enough to be picking up these girls day in and day out. You know, I could pick up probably any of these girls a little bit, but going forward, hey, I need a little bit more muscle and a little bit more size. You know, I'm 6 foot, about 160 pounds, dripping wet. So to get a girl that's 98 pounds like I already have, feeling like 150, I got to actually slow down. I can't have a house full of girls that size, but Lord have mercy. I've said it before on that on a video of, hey, those BBW girls are really the lifeblood, in my opinion, of the companion dog industry, because even if you don't get one of those BBW girls that got butts and breasts and all this other stuff, they are the ones that really draw you into the sites. Like, man, look at that. You may settle on something else, but they do a hell of a job at just drawing you to the site. And like I say, I actually love them. It's just that they are super duper heavy. And like I say, you about 6'3", 250, you know, you'll be good. But like you say, and me being 6 feet, 160 pounds, hey, look, I can do it because I'm actually so much stronger than my frame. But boy, it's nothing I want to do on a day-to-day basis, even though I love these BBW ladies. Now, you got some of these companies, like I mentioned in my videos, that they got this weight reduction technology that, I don't exactly know how it works, though. I don't know what they reduce in a doll to make it lighter. In a way, I'm like, man, I'm hoping they don't increase the foam and take away the silicone, because it's actually a charge to go with weight reduction. So I would hate to think that I'm paying more for actually less doll, less silicone. I don't know exactly how they make it lighter, honestly. But if I was to get one of those bigger ladies, like I was showing you, at this point, I would have to get the weight reduction. But believe me, I got a lot of doll owners out there that love their BBW ladies, and they can move them a lot easier than I can. I honestly think my weight limit is around 80, 85 pounds. And, I should start cutting it off at that point as far as uh, girls I'm looking to get. But before I get too deep into the show, I want to say welcome to everybody that's watching live. Welcome to all my people that's going to be looking at the replay. I appreciate everybody being here, spending your most precious commodity with me, which is your time. It's something you can't get back. So any minute you spend it with me and the girls, we want to send our love your way. We want to send blessings your way. And we pray that you have everything that you're believing and wishing for, whether it's health, finances, or new relationships. We're praying that you have it. We just ask you believe it, and then you will receive it. You will receive it. So with all that said, glad to have all of you guys here. I can't lie. I was napping a little bit, trying to get a little rest for the show. But I'm a big, big NBA fan. And so I did catch some of these playoffs before the stream started. Saw a good game. I really was not expecting to see, and I'm talking about NBA basketball, ladies and gentlemen. I really wasn't expecting to see the Los Angeles Lakers beat Golden State at home. I think I think I would probably predict Golden State to win this series, but before it started, right now it's actually, it can go either way. I still think Golden State will pull it out, but that was very major for them to lose their first game. LeBron and company, they've been playing so good since the All-Star break, since they made changes to their team. And they beat my team, as a matter of fact, the Memphis Grizzlies. But we had a great season as far as our record, but my Memphis Grizzlies, I'm just disappointed with a lot of things about us. We just didn't do what we were supposed to do this year. We talked too much crap and didn't back anything up. And then my guy Dylan Brooks, and I'm getting a little insidey here, but my guy Dylan Brooks, he's a player on the Memphis Grizzlies. He recently just got cut, basically, in a very public fashion that I was like, man, they didn't have to do this man like that. They didn't have to do this man like that. Talking about there's no way we'd sign him back under any circumstance. You don't do a player that's been with your organization from the beginning like that. You can cut him and you can, send them to another team or do whatever you're going to do, but it's all about how you do things. You still want to treat people the right way. So I was very pissed off at Dylan's performance this year in the playoffs against the Lakers. But he didn't deserve to get treated like that now. And a lot of people are sort of mad by him talking a lot of trash talk on the basketball court. And I actually am cool with trash talk on the basketball court. My whole thing is, when you're talking to trash, you got to back it up, brother. And if you don't back it up, especially in the NBA, you just got to be accountable. If you don't get it done, just come to the podium, give an interview, say, hey, look, they got the best of us, but I still don't give a damn about them. I can respect that. But when you talk a lot of trash and then you run away, you don't want to talk to the reporters and stuff like that, I don't like all that. And that's something that Dylan did, but so did Ja Morant, the leader of our team. He talked the most stuff and then back anything up. And honestly, it put a target on Dylan Brooks' back, and somebody had to be the fall guy, and that's why he's gone. So enough about the losers, but congrats to the Lakers tonight and any Laker fans out there. Hey, y'all put off a good victory. So to get into the meat of this show, I did check out a couple of comments, And I saw my guy MGTOW, Dr. MGTOW. He won again. He says, yo, man. And I put you down, MGTOW. You about damn near 20 victories now. And for all of you that don't know, 20 victories, I always explain this. I do this little contest, you know, where anybody that gets to the power hour first, I write their name down in the book. And for the very, it's going to be sort of crazy, but for the very first competition that I have, or not competition, but the very first dog giveaway that I have, because I'm going to be giving dogs away at some point on this channel, I'm going to give everybody that wins this power hour extra chances to win if they're still an active viewer. If you're not watching anymore, then of course you won't even know anything about the competition, you know, or the giveaway when it happens. But if you're still an active viewer and you've been winning these Dog King Power Hours like MGTOW always does, which good to see you, MGTOW. I'll write your name down and you have a chance, more chances to win a dog that I decide to give away. So good to see you, brother. And I see, oh my God, Penny. She says, hey, Jay. I love that. That sounds just like a woman the way she wrote that. Hey, Jay. Hey, the beautiful Penny. I ain't gonna lie. I always say this every time I see Penny, but I love to have a beautiful woman to grace the presence of the show. So glad to have you, Penny. And I always say, Penny brings some hellified panties to the table. I know they smelling good, Penny. MGTOW says, I miss being here. Oh, yeah. Oh, good to see you, MGTOW. Glad to have you back, too. You know, we holding it down for you, you know. Sometimes it'd be other people coming with a MGTOW name, you know. Sometimes it throws me off because I'd be like, oh, that MGTOW. Oh, no, that ain't MGTOW. Glad to have you, brother. Jay Rodriguez in the house. What up, my friend? Dreamer says, hello, Jay Doll and the girls. What up, Dreamer? Good to see you. MGTOW says, I've been a long time a subscriber and it's been a pleasure. Oh, man, thank you, man. Hey, it's been a pleasure to have you too, MGTOW. I'm going to be honest. You contributed a lot to the show. A lot of comments and just like you say, long time support. And there's a lot of people out there like that. And I really appreciate all of them. I actually am going to just do a quick little rundown of my, I might as well. I'm going to do a quick little rundown of my Dog King Army team members because it's actually grown, man. We actually got a few more members, up to 14 now. And if you ever want to join the Dog King Army team, you can. In the description of my video, you can see it, or on the homepage of my YouTube channel, you can actually join the team. Right now, we got Oslin, James Krause, Juan Coco, Kevin Gray, Steve. My guy Steve, thank you for gave me a contribution recently. Thank you, Steve. The Mass Blader, Sang, Steve O, Heavy Metal Maltese, Leo, SEB7, DAS, Comic Book, and Blue CCG. Them are my Dog King Army team members, so you can always join. And just to give you the quick rundown, if you ever want to support the show, I have links of a Cash App, PayPal in the description of the video, as well as the About section of my YouTube channel. I also have like a older fundraiser link that's in the description of this video. You can actually donate there. You can always do live chat. Super chat or super sticker on the live stream. You can do super thanks on individual videos. So those are all the ways that you can just directly give to the show. Or if you're looking to add a life partner and find a beautiful synthetic companion, I have several nice and wonderful vendors out there that will service you. You can find those in the description of the video, of this video, as well as the About section of my YouTube channel. And you can get a real dog all the way on down. You can pretty much find every reputable brand on the market. You know, you can pretty much find every reputable brand. It could be a needle in a haystack that slips through one of my vendors, but from what I've seen, it's pretty much has the whole game covered. So whatever dog or brand you're thinking about, you can find them right here. And when you do that, you're going to improve your life as well as help the show keep going strong. You know, that's going to be two birds in one stone. I always tell people, when you go look at my vendors, don't look at the list and then, 3 days later, you go to that site by yourself. No, you want to, help the show while you're helping yourself. No sense in letting them get everything, and then the show is not helped. So if you're a great viewer out there, the best way you can support is not to just buy a dollar to support the show, but when you decide to get one, come through the show. That's the best way to do that. And like I said, all the vendors are TDF certified. They're totally legit. I haven't had one complaint from my vendor, from people using my vendors yet. So that's a great sign. Other than some people sort of, getting a little antsy waiting on their delivery, because whether your dollar's coming within a week or a month, 2 months or longer, you're always going to be a bit anxious in the back of your mind. So that's just part of getting a companion dog, believe me. So with all that said, let's keep rolling. Dreamer says, MGTOW hate women, right? I can't lie. It's always an element of people out there that just straight hate women. But, I don't think I have heard some MGTOW members sort of seem like they may lean towards that way, but I'm never going to say that they just straight up hate women. Not all of them like that. You can't put them all in the bucket. I think it may be people that's just really living the true meaning of what MGTOW I think is supposed to mean. I don't know a whole bunch about that culture, but I think it's really just, hey, okay, I'm doing my own thing. I don't have to, go the traditional route. But I've talked to my MGTOW brothers on here, or just anybody. I say, don't do stuff with the hate in it, man. You don't have to hate the human woman, even if you're not dating her. Like I say, I got my companion dogs. I'm happy. I'm living a fulfilled life. I'm so happy. We don't have a physical relationship, but they really complete me in a way that's unbelievable. I've always said, though, I'm always open to Panty still here, I hope. Let me put her back up here. I'm always open to sniffing a beautiful human woman, though. And my girls aren't going to get jealous. I'm not that type of dog on it. Oh, my girl got jealous. I got some the other night from a human woman, and my girls are mad at me. No. I'm not with all that ridiculous mess. But anybody can do that, and I'm not going to down you, but I won't do it. So, like I said, man, you can live a very fulfilled life and still, doing whatever. It may be different than the normal dating scene, but you can still not have the hate for women. Because I've had women do me wrong and stuff like that, and believe me, yes, I'm like a human. I'm any other human. Yeah, I've let it bother me before, but then you got to get over it and let that stuff go. You don't want to turn sour and just start hating the whole female population because one girl wasn't right, or or you've had trouble actually finding that right girl. The truth is, I've said it before, finding the right mate for you human wise, it could not happen in a whole lifetime, because that's just a very difficult process to match two human personalities and spiritualities and physicalities and all of that stuff, and have a perfect match and then have it last, for your lifetime. That's the sort of perfect scenario that's painted as humans. Pretty much damn near every relationship is going to end. Almost of them, human relationships, they're going to end at 2 months, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. You've seen, I've said this before, you see people married 40 years. Hey, you had kids, you did a whole bunch. You get a divorce, look, the marriage failed. Y'all may not be individual failures, but the marriage failed. So it takes a lot to make stuff last like that in this world, and that is one of the advantages of dating a synthetic woman, having them in your life it's that constant, it's that assurity, it's that, like I say, my theory of permanence, of they don't leave, they're going to be with you. They're not going to break up with you, they ain't going to argue with you and storm out the house for whatever reason. So they can be your rock of Gibraltar. But, you look for that in a human mate, but boy, it's just hard to find, even if you find somebody you click with. Like I say, it can last, but how long is it going to last? So, but the whole point of me telling that whole soliloquy, doing that whole soliloquy was, hey, I would hope whether you're MGTOW or whatever towel you might be, that you don't have the woman hate here. Because I love the Human Woman, and I invite them to this show. I want them to be here. Because like I don't even care if they own a dog, plan on owning a dog. It's just good to have the fragrance of a woman hanging around the show and chiming in and things of that nature. And they may have things that they want to chime in on, even if they don't even ever plan on having a dog. So either way. Let's keep going. Leo says, Kimbadar all looking fine tonight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can't lie. Good old Cara Frost here, man. This is my Kimbadar Deluxe that I got from Kimbadar. And I've been sort of profiling her this week. She's gonna be my profile girl this week, and got a couple of more shows coming, but at some point I'm gonna take a look at her again and sort of give my thoughts on her after having her for a while. So she is the upgraded Kimbadar that has the articulated fingers and things of that nature. So if you look, you see her wrist and stuff can move because she's an upgraded version. And the other Kimbadars can't do that. Let me see. Yeah, other Kimbadars can't do that. Not in that way. Yeah, they can move their wrist, but it's wire wrist. So I'm really happy to have her. After having her for a while and sort of examining her, it's probably like what I don't know. It's maybe like I think it's probably one thing I'm going to critique on her that can probably be improved, but I do really love what they have done with this girl. She's a nice woman. So with all this said, Andy the Virgo checking in. Jay, what's up? Mikta says those guys are incels. Oh, he talking about the ones that just hate women. Yeah. Incels, yeah, they definitely hate women. Yeah, right. Panny says, this is a safe space for Panny. I love that, Panny, that you realize that. You're right. And that's for anyone. Because I've had people from alternate lifestyles, as subscribers, and they're great. I'm not gonna say who they are. They sort of told me when they first came on, if they ever want to say, hey, I'm a trans lady or whatever like that, trans man or whatever they may be. Well, I identify this. If they want to reiterate that, they can, but I sort of know who they are. They've sort of said that before, and I welcome them and I appreciate them. Like you said, this is a safe space. We ain't trying to beat nobody up for what they want to do relationship wise or anything. Do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not promoting anything, but I'm not judging anybody. That's not my job. I'm a spiritual guy. I've seen people online. I'm going to get to the meat of the show. I'm going to get to the meat of the show, which is going through the questions from my videos. If you don't know, that's what the Dog King Power Hour is. It's a time for me to take a look at a closer look at the comments that's been left on my videos, as well as I like to check in with my viewers that are commenting in the chat section. But man, it's crazy. I've been seeing a lot of people recently on Twitter and stuff like that, these people who claim to be Christian and stuff, and I'm not saying that they're not. They can claim whatever they want to be. But what I'm saying is I've seen this, and it sort of frustrates me that people haven't grown to the point where they know how to exercise their spirituality. I seen a guy, he was on there trying to say how all trans people are going to hell and blah, blah, blah. No offense, man, that's not your job to be trying to tell people where they're going, where their souls are going. If they're messing up, it's my job as a Christian to call out sin. Hey, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. God said, man, let the person without sin cast the first stone. You know what I'm saying? That ain't your job. I don't ever say anything, but I'd be tempted to just sort of tell these people something, but I'd be doing exactly what I'm telling them to do. It's not my job to tell them how to communicate or anything, but I just be thinking like, no, they actually think that by trying to tell somebody they're going to hell or something, that's actually bringing somebody to God. No, that's not. That's not bringing anybody to God. If anything, that's making people say, you know what, I don't want any part of people who, uh, I don't want any part of something like that that's going to talk bad about people and tell them that they're damned and stuff. That drives people away. I always tell people, man, if you're practicing spirituality, Christian or another religion that you may be in, that you think is benevolent, that you feel like God has led you to, I always say this, man, just live your life the right way. Just live your life the right way. We're going to make little mistakes along the way, but just trying to correct others, no. You live a good life. You treat people the right way, and stop trying to count people's sins, man. You can't count your own damn sins, but you're trying to count other people's sins. That's the whole thing. A lot of people be like, look, you sinning. Look at you sinning. Hey, bro, you sinning. You make mistakes. Stop counting people's sins, bro. Look, Jesus didn't come down here hanging with the sinless. He hang with the sinners. So, he went to where the real people was at. Then I'm not trying to say you got to be bad to be real or be filled with sin, but all of us are not perfect. People always want to sort of put themselves on a pedestal and say, hey, I'm better than you. No, we're all at different points of our growth. And it just, with people that are trans or whatever and things of that nature, the truth is, man, you don't know who, I don't care what you think you've even read. You don't know the heart of God, man. You don't know who the hell he bringing in heaven and who he's not. Well, no, it's in the Bible. If you do this, man, get that. You don't know what God gonna do, bro. You don't know. You ain't God. I don't care what you think you know. You don't know what relationship God got with an individual, no matter what you think they're doing wrong. I just wanted to get that off my chest because I just like, these people really trip me out, man. You can't determine where somebody's going because you think they're messing up right now. You got to stop focusing on that, live your life the best you can, and let God handle all that stuff. So, with all that said, I think I got on that tangent because Penny said this is a safe space. And that's what I mean. Like, hey, it ain't my job to tell people what the hell they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just my job to be nice, kind, love you, be here for support. And hey, if you like the way or seem to like the way that I'm living or how I feel, how I'm at peace in my life, then yeah, maybe you might ask me, hey man, what do you believe in? Exactly. Hey, I actually might want to do that. Okay, I tell you. But it's not my job to say, hey, you better come on over here with me or your ass is dead. I mean, what? Get the hell out of here. So with all that said, man, we're gonna get into the meat of this show, which is checking out some of these comments on my videos, which is very fun. And I'm gonna go ahead and dial into this because, like I said, I got a nice little amount of comments on some of these videos this time. So we're gonna make our way through this right quick. And we're gonna start with a video called TPE oil leaks. That's an older video, and I was just talking about how small amounts of TPE seep out of your girl over time, and you do have to end up replacing that with baby oil. But you know what? I recently found out it's like, I actually think, and I haven't seen this with my own eyes, but I sort of heard this talked about where they said, I think if you got a Piper doll, you don't have to give it oil treatment. So be mindful. It could be a couple of TPE brands out there that say you don't need to treat them. I know the brands that I got, all of them say that I need to treat them, every few months. Like my Kimber dolls, every few months, want to put some oil on them, or if they get dirty and regular washing isn't getting them clean, then you have to get them a little oil bath. As far as baby oil, you rub them down with baby oil, and how I do it is I rub them down with baby oil, and then I wipe them off with paper towels immediately. After it sits in for a second, I wipe them off with paper towels, and then I may put another coating of baby oil on them, and you'll see the dirt coming off of them as you wipe them off. And if you just keep wiping long enough, you'll stop seeing dirt coming off on the paper towels. And that's when I go after that. I put another coat of oil on them and let that sit in. It's probably about a couple of coats of oil, nothing more than that. And that replenishes your dog. And once that oil dries up, I promise you, it's like they're brand new again. They really look good after their oil bath. But I'm very intrigued with a couple of these brands like Piper Dog, where you don't even have to do that. That is pretty cool. So let me see. Okay. I finally got here. And this is my guy FG Clips. He made a comment. He says, I was also curious about this as well, talking about TPE leaks. He says, I'm into figures and statues, so I'm getting one for just this. Basically just for a figurine and a statue, I guess. He said, my wife is horrified that I'm going to leave it out. She was scared of my other statues, which are only 1/6 scale Street Fighter statues. I think I've done this one last week, but I'm going to go and get through reading. He said, but she's gotten over it, which is cool. That's cool that she got over it. He says, I know I can't keep her in a fixed position for weeks. So in my man cave, I was going to have her laying down with a blanket over her, which is cool. He says, then whenever I'm in, I was going to pose her or have her sitting down next to me. Then when I leave or lay her back down and put the blanket over her, is that cool? And of course that's cool to put the blanket back over her. He said, how do you know when it's time to clean her? He said, is it when you see dust? He said, she should be coming next month. So I'm getting premeditated and excited. Really, my wife blessed me with it. So I'm really excited to see her face. Ha ha ha. It's a TPE companion. I said, the dogs can be in a bed or a chair, but you need to buy some memory foam to put on the bed or chair. With memory foam, they can sit or lay for days without a problem. Then I said, get plenty of 2-inch or thicker memory foam and you'll be good. I also said, you'll get the most out of your girl by letting her sleep with you. I say put a couple of layers of memory foam on the bed and a layer on her chair and you're good. I said, my girls have never been back in their box. Because, I do know some people that actually store their dogs back in their box. And I guess if you have just straight limited space, maybe that's the only place you have to put her, maybe. I'm not sure, but to me, that's a lot of damn well work constantly putting your girl in and out of her box. I'm like, nah, I'm good with that. If you have to keep her that private, I understand. Maybe you have to go that extra, if you don't want anybody to see and maybe your living environment, you have to put it back in the box. But if you don't have to put it back in the box, man, I say don't do it. I really do. You don't need to do that. He said, yeah, I think I did read this the other time. He did tell me nice, and he said, thanks for the tips. I appreciate it. Of course, I gave him the thumbs up. So that was all on that. So hopefully that might have helped any of you potentially new dog owners that want to know that question that he asked as well. The next video I'm going to is another older video called A Soul for Creation. I think I was talking about Iron Tick Dog and how they, that's their theme of they make soul for creations and things of that nature. Oh, yeah. And I was talking about the beauty that's laying over there getting some rest right now. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn over here a little bit. There she is. I was talking about my beauty over there getting some rest right now, Himawari. And I was just talking about how, man, they really put some love in her hair. I've talked about that in a recent video too, but they really put some love into her, and they say they make beautiful, soulful creations. Well, that girl right there is one of them. I really love Himawari. I promise you. You know, I love all my girls, but I've really been spending a lot of time with her lately. You know, I did a video where I said my real dog slightly edged her out, but I mean, it's supposed to. It's it costs, it costs. I mean, that dog is a nice, pretty penny, man. My iron tick girl, but a real dog is just costs much more than her. But man, this girl is really holding up well to competition. You know, I'm like, man, every day I spend with her, I'm like, damn, she is super duper realistic though. They did some great stuff with her. I promise you they did. She is definitely I think she'll hold up against pretty much anybody in the industry if you just put her next to him. I'm not saying she'd beat anybody, but they did her very well. I just say that. So yeah, let's find that video. Soul for Creation. What did he ask me? What did he ask me? I don't see it. Where is it? I know this ain't it. Hold on, let me go back down here a little bit. Oh, this is it. It was just kind of doing it. The viewer just kind of doing this said this comment. He was like, he said she'll be here this week. Go check out the walls. So I guess that's he. I can't lie, I love just kind of doing it, but he does talk a bit short. He never really completes his sentences. I'll be like, I don't know what he's saying. So he just said that she'll be here this week. Go check out the walls. I'm like, what is he talking about? I said, glad she'll be there soon because I'm happy he getting his companion dog soon. But I said, what walls are you referring to? I have no damn well idea what he's talking about. And then he says, JayDollKingHefner, the walls of the cave. I'm like, what the hell? I said this, bro. I still don't know what you're talking about. Walls of the cave. I have no clue. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I just wanted to basically share that comment because I'm like, I don't know what the hell my guy just kind of doing it was talking about on that one. Okay, what is this? Okay, finally we made it to one of my recent videos. And that is Iron Tech, a new upgrade. Okay, that was this right here then. Yeah, that was this one. And it's Red Viper. This is an older video, but not older video, but it was from about 8 days ago. But my guy Red Viper commented, and it was called Iron Tech has a new upgrade. What was I talking about on there? You know what? I sort of forget what I was talking about on there. Oh, no. That's what happened. They improved their packaging. That's what it was. They improved their packaging, right? Iron Tech Dog, they got this new foam that sort of enclosed you. Their packaging was already damn good. Let me be quite honest with you. Girl was already pretty safe, but I never down anybody for continuing to improve. So yeah, they improved their packaging. That's what that video was about. So Red Viper says, "Hey bro, I have a good question. Is it normal for it to take 4 to 6 weeks for the dog to be prepared and shipped?" I said, yes, it's normal. I said, it took me about 2.5 months to receive my WM dog side Ema. Now, as a side note, I did make some changes after I ordered her. So that's what sort of actually added probably a couple of weeks or so on her time, but she still was going to take probably a little over a month. I said, sometimes it's a month and sometimes it could be a bit more, especially if you made any changes to your order like I did. I said, she would definitely be there soon. I said, I did a video named When You Hit Buy. It's literally called When You Hit Buy. I said a while back. Oh, what is it? Is it when you hit buy or after you hit buy? Might be afterwards. Let me see something. Is it afterwards or when you? Now, I'm gonna keep on reading because I think I'm gonna tell him. But I said when you hit buy. I think it's after you hit buy though. I said I did it a while back. Actually, it was a couple of years ago. And I said you're probably feeling some of what I described in that video. And then I said all is well, my friend, because after you hit buy, man, like I say, you start thinking about the money you spent. You start thinking about, is she really gonna get here? Did I just send my money into nowhere? I mean, you're gonna get a bit anxious, especially for your first time getting a girl. Red Viper says, thank you so much. You helped me feel better. And I really, really respect and love how you actually stay in contact with the comments and questions and do your best to answer them. He said, keep up the great work. I gave him the thumbs up. I appreciated that. He's going to say something else regarding this a little bit later, though. What was next? Yep. He's going to say something in the very next video. And he went and found my video called How to Wait for Your Real Dog. And that's something totally different from the video I was talking about. So he says, hey, I think this is the video you was talking about when you said when you hit buy, even though this isn't the name of this one. I said, that's not it, my friend. It's a 2-year-old video, and that's what it is. I corrected myself. I said, this is not it, my friend. It's a 2-year-old video entitled After You Hit Buy. Because I went and looked at it. I said, no, it's called After You Hit Buy. And they are talking about something similar, but they're a bit different. How to wait for your real dog. It's talking about the patience you need to wait for a real dog, which that's a whole nother world of patience, waiting for your real dog as opposed to waiting for a normal companion dog. I mean, normal companion dog, at the most, you're going to be waiting a couple of months, depending on what you ordered. Maybe 2 months, maybe 2.5 months, just depending on something extreme going on. But for the most part, you're going to get that dog within a couple of months or so. But a real dog, that just takes a whole nother level of patience, right? You can still get the same type of a gist from both videos. And honestly, that older video, that was still some of my beginning videos. I'm still getting better every day, just like any of us, you get better what you do every day. But sometimes I go back and look at my videos and laugh because, they may not be as refined, even from a talking standpoint. I was still getting more and more used to talking into the camera and stuff. So, but it still has some great information. Because I listened to that video recently. It still has some great information. So, that was all on that video. We moving right along. My next video, Red Viper, once again, commented on my video for implanted hair. I think I did. Let me see what it says. Let me see. Yeah. It was called Implanted Hair, a Thankless Job. Because I was saying how it takes so long to do that implanted hair, but that's really a job that's thankless. It's a person that sits there and has to punch every single hair strand in a dog's head or in their eyebrows or wherever they're getting hair punched at in a private area. And you think that, yeah, somebody be getting, let's just say they're getting paid $10 or $15, whatever, how much an hour to punch hair into a dog. They do all that hard work and then they just go home and, that's that on there. It's nobody coming to them, giving them any extra thanks. But dog owners, that's getting these dogs, that they are very thankful for that. You know, like I told you, having implanted hair can be a headache dealing with, but the realism that it provides is amazing. But when you see it in person, you just think like, damn, somebody actually put each strand of hair in this dog's head. I'm telling you, that's a job I could not do, because that requires, boy, that requires some patience on a different level. Like, I got patience, but I don't have patience when doing something like that. That's not my thing, to just be sitting up holding a dog head for hours, putting individual. That'd be very tedious for me. But some people thrive in that type of a job. But like I say, I want to pat everybody on the back that does that and thank them, because boy, uh, that's some serious work right there. Red Viper only said, I love that implanted hair. Shit. Because me and him talked a while back about implanted hair. He was asking me about it and stuff and my opinions on it. And I sort of told him, hey, what I just told you guys. I'm like, I love it for its realism. And I'm glad I have a girl with implanted hair, Mara Blade. It's the other head for Himawari, my girl I got laying out over there. It's the other head to that dog, which is going to be rarely used because I love Himawari. I feel like it's her body. But with the dog that has the implanted hair, it's good to have that demonstration of realism. But boy, putting her head on and off is really a headache with that implanted hair. Not to mention the main drawback of implanted hair, which I'm not trying to tell you not to get it if you want it, but the main drawback is you can never really change it. It's stuck how it is. It's no switching the color up or anything like that, because it's stuck on her head just like that. So that's the one drawback of it. I'm moving right along. And the next video was how to win a game, lady dog. And that competition is actually over. It ended on after April 30th. It was over. And basically all you had to do was send an email to Game Lady telling them what your favorite girl was from whatever game she came from, because they do straight up female characters, or I think male characters too, from games. I don't know if they've got to the actual males yet, but they're going to do it eventually. They're going to have a couple of males from games, but right now I think they're just focusing on the females. So they was like, hey, send in your suggestion for which is the next girl we're going to make, and we'll enter you into the competition. I sort of didn't love how they did the competition, because they was like, only the people who vote for the winning doll will have a chance to the doll with the most votes. Only those people will have a chance to win a doll. Everybody else will have a chance to win a free head. So you almost had to vote for the doll that was most popular if you really wanted a chance to win the companion doll. That's really what you had to do. And I left the link for the contest, and I left the email in the description of that video. And hopefully everybody sort of read that. I know a lot of people came to me and was like, man, I went on and voted for the doll that was in the lead to give myself a chance to win, even though I like another doll more. So I felt like that was a bit of a flaw in the competition. But to everybody that entered that, congratulations. I mean, good luck, and hope you win and bring home that doll to the show, is to one of my viewers. And I had several comments on this. My guy Chamaras says, I voted for 2B. He finna say what I just said. Is this the only way for a chance to win? But he said, but oh goodness, DVA and Ashley, RE4. I don't know what he meant. Maybe he talking about Resident Evil 4 or something. I'm not sure. He said that's the hottest. He said that's the hottest way for a round. He said I wish they would have them ASAP in stock. I didn't play RE4 yet. I think that's I think that's Resident Evil 4. He said, but I watched gameplays and I'm in love with the Ella Freya Ashley face model. And for DVA, is mostly the outfit that is so hot.
And I don't know what DVA is either. And what did I say? I said, you did right to vote for the most popular. I think that was the flaw in the voting, like I said earlier. I said they should have said vote for who you like, and everyone has a chance to win a dollar at random. I said, but I'm just happy there's a giveaway at all. And Chamara said, ha ha ha, learning myself English for 10 years finally paid off. I guess he said, hey, teaching yourself English for 10 years finally paid off. Well, I agree with him. I'm always amazed at people that say they taught themselves a language because, it takes a lot of dedication to do that. And it's not easy. I've taken classes to learn languages instead of know what the hell I was doing. So Austin said, you already know. My guy Austin still made a comment. He says, you already know I was on top of this. As soon as I heard about this contest, I shot that email off immediately. And I always know about contests and things of this nature right on point, right when they happen. And then I let my viewers know. This one got away from me because of my lack of reading. I saw this competition get promoted. And when I saw it, I stopped reading too soon because I was reading where I thought they were just asking for suggestions for the next game, Lady Dog. So when this article came out, I could have been done the video and let you guys know, but I didn't know it was an actual giveaway attached to it. So I think it was maybe somebody else in the comments recently or something had said, hey, I hope I win this game, Lady Dog. And I started thinking like, man, is that article I read, did it have something to do with a giveaway? And I went back and found that article. And I said, oh my God, it was a giveaway. I better tell everybody. And when I read the article, it was like 4 or 5 days left to enter the contest. So I said, ooh, I got to hear him put this video out quick. So Austin had already, he knew it was a contest before I did. He said, I shot the email off not because I expect to win a free doll, but more so to give them my suggestion in making a Ruby doll from RWBY. Because like you say, you really got two choices. You could have sent them the doll that you wanted, your favorite game doll, and hopefully they'll have a suggestion and they may make it in the future. Or you can just say, look, I want to try to win a doll, and the only way I can do it is by voting for the most popular. So he voted for the girl that he liked. He said, forget it. He ain't gonna worry about trying to win the contest. He said it could happen, or maybe it's a pipe dream. But the whole point of this contest was Game Lady saying, hey, tell us what you want. And save for Tifa, who already exists, I can't think of any other waifu I'd want. So yeah, here's hoping. I said, I actually saw the Ruby selection and I knew it was you. I said, I saw the post from Game Lady Doll a while back, but I thought it was just to choose the next doll, like I just told you guys. I said, I didn't realize there was prizes involved. Good luck. And Austin says, of course, I'm more amazed that over the course of a few days that one vote for Ruby turned into 15. So simply knowing I'm not alone and wanting her to be made into a doll is pretty awesome. He says, thank you. I know Game Lady will be my next purchase, and I cannot wait. When I saw him say that, I tripped out because Game Lady, they kept on putting out the results for the test in a lot of different tweets. And when I saw Austin enter the contest, it was only one vote for Ruby, like he was just saying. And when he was like, it was 15 more votes for her, I went back to look myself. I'm like, dang, I didn't realize that other people had voted for her, but he was right. That number climbed up. Personally, if I had to vote, I would have voted for one of my favorite characters off Mass Effect, a girl named Tali. I mean, she's actually amazing. She's not all that beautiful in the face because my friends talked about her eyes and stuff. She actually has no. I'm not talking about Venti, but if anybody my viewers know this girl named Brittany Venti, I can't lie. The girl named Tali actually has those type of eyes. You don't see her face until the end of the game, and nobody really ever had a love affair that I know of with Tolly, and nobody chose Tolly to have the love affair with but me. But Tolly, man, she really helped me through the whole game. I'm like, nah, I love this girl. I ain't gonna leave. So that's who I would have voted for. Also says the last time I looked, it was only one vote. That's pretty cool. It went up to 15. But hold on, I'm gonna show y'all who I'm talking about right quick. Ali Mass Effect. I wonder how they're gonna show her without her with her face showing. I remember when I first saw her, man, it had me laughing so hard. Now, this is a picture I have never seen of her. Hold on. Nah, I have never seen that picture of her, honestly. This is the picture I saw of her right here. Actually, this still look a little different. It look a little different than she did in the game. See, this was her in the game. I don't know. Some of this is fan art. They ain't really showing her how she because in the game she looked a little bit messed up. They showing some crazy pictures. This ain't how she looked in the game. Let me see. When I beat it. This is sort of like she looked, but let me see. Hold on. Is this one like that? No, that ain't really showing her right. So I ain't gonna even share it. They ain't showing her right. This looks like her a little bit. No, they ain't really showing her right, man. So I ain't gonna even show you, but because at the end of the game, when you've been with the girl that because you can actually, like you say, have a love interest in the game, Mass Effect. So at the end of the game, whoever you've had the love interest with is going to show you like a whole, it's going to show you like a whole little love scene and stuff like that. And Tali, she used to have a mask on the whole game. And man, at the end of the game, she took her mask off. And man, I just know I was laughing because, man, her eyes were so far apart. But she still was beautiful. I still loved her. I'm sorry. I loved her. I had already grown to love her by then. Her eyes was super far apart. But other than that, I loved her. Like I said, that made me love her even more, honestly, because she wasn't perfect. I wish I could have showed you a better picture of her. But either way, that's who I voted for. So let's keep rolling. Let me see if I got any more comments. Okay, no comments. I can keep rolling. I had another comment on this video, which is I'm still on how to win a free game later. Dr. Mikta says, I want a Pyra Mithra game lady dog, would be amazing. And then I said, send the email. Because even though she may not be the most popular, as a company, Game Lady is going to look at every name on their list and they're going to think about, who they should make. So it's good to suggest. But I have no idea who Pyra Mithra is. I think that's her name, Pyra Mithra. My guy First and Last says, great news. Thanks, Dog King. DAS says, thanks for the intel, brother. Just put in my vote. Slim chance, but you never know. I said, got to play to win. You did the right thing. Good to hear from my guy, DAS, Dog King Army team member. The Obsidian official, he said, are you kidding me? I said, hurry up and sign up so you can win. Obsidian said, just send him an email, right? Try looking on their Twitter, but it's confusing. I don't have a Twitter account. Twitter is very, I can't lie, I can be bad on there, but I don't get caught up in there, but it can be very useful as well. So you might want to think about getting a Twitter account. But either way, I told him just send an email with your favorite video game girl to enter. Hold up. Ooh, boy. Once again, it's this little pet hair messing with my nose again. It never does until I actually do live stream though. My guy Andrew Gibbons says, I voted for Tifa. I said hard not to, my friend, but I also was thinking like, why would he vote for Tifa? Because they've already made a Tifa doll. But I didn't say anything because when I went to go look at the votes, it was a lot of votes for Tifa. I'm like, why would they be voting for Tifa when they've already made her? So I was a little confused by that. But I'm done with that. The next video is update. Oh, from update from the new full silicone series from Iron Tick Dog. And the new silicone series is actually called the Real Lady series. That's what it's actually called. And I shared some pictures on there of that my insider at Iron Tech, shared with me. They were basically some pre-molding pictures and things of that nature. The molds that they were using to make the new dog. And my guy DAS is getting hype. I can't wait to see it. I said the progress looks amazing because the detail on those hands and feet, it really was amazing. My guy Chamura said the one thing that concerns me before buying for the first time is if the dog is flexible enough and sturdy, for example, to hold my head squeezed between the dog's thighs. I was like, I didn't quite understand what he was saying, but I said, I'm not quite sure what you mean by hold your head, but you'll be able to have fun with your head with no problem, in my opinion. He says, I mean a femdom fetish bed play. If you Google out head scissors, you will see what I mean. It's my vibe, and with the dog, I would want to practice many positions like that. I didn't know people could have fun with dogs this way until I seen a video from one of my favorite studios that got released during pandemic featuring such a dog in action. I don't know. I didn't know what he was talking about. But basically, when I went to look it up, it was like he said, it's just basically women putting, wrapping their thighs around a guy's head and squeezing it. And I mean, to each their own. I'm not down in it whatsoever. Like I say, hey, death by a woman squeezing you with her thighs is a good thing. Pan, if you're here, ain't nobody gonna complain if you, like you say, squeeze their head with your thighs. Believe me. I just think that whole dynamic to me would be a bit different with the dog, because the dog isn't actually going to be squeezing your head with her own power. That's still something you'd have to do. But also, I think some of the fascination of getting your head squeezed between a woman's thighs is also, like I say, the allure of the human vagina and just the way it has the smell and the way, not a bad smell, the good, like I said, a good smelling vagina, just a good scent that comes off of it, and the moisture that may be coming off of it, and just, being that close to it, it can be intoxicating. So I can see maybe having a fetish of wanting a girl to squeeze your head with your thigh, with her thighs or something. But I don't know if you're going to get the same enjoyment from that with a dog, only because, like I say, to me, that's the one thing that's sort of missing with the dogs is just that human vaginal scent. It's just something about it. And like you say, you can be down in the lower regions, but you're not going to get that sensation. But I did look it up. I said, I answered him after I looked it up. I said, you should be good, but don't have her in a position where a lot of weight is on her arms, because I seen in a lot of positions doing this head scissoring thing that a lot of girls were like leaning back on their arms to do it. And I was like, no, you can't be having your girl, with all her weight on her arms like that. I said her legs would definitely be able to squeeze your head. You can wrap her legs around your head and squeeze them as tight as you want to, but still be careful though. So that was all on that video, I think. Hold on. No, it wouldn't. Now this is a very this is coming from my guy Red Viper that I want to hit on. And once again, we're on a video this update for the new full silicone series from Iron Tech Dog. called their Real Lady series. And once again, I shared some pre-modes of what they were working on. My guy Red Viper said, "That's too much. The damn hands and ankle look like the Night of the Living Dead. They look like they need lotion." And I was trying to tell him, I said, "I think they look amazing with a lot of detail because, man, you can see the fingerprints and, man, all the little details of the foot. It looked amazing." And that's what I said. I said, "You can see the great fingerprints and the foot realism." I said, "You have to remember, these are pre-molding pictures and not a finished product. I wasn't showing you actual doll hands and doll's feet. These are like the things that they're using to make, you know, the molds that they're using to make the doll hands and doll feet and things of that nature." I said, "The public would normally never see these pictures, but I was lucky enough to share them with my viewers. Like, these doll manufacturers, they don't just show you the process of what they're doing. We just see the finished product most of the time." I said, "I'm sure the final product will be mind blowing, given what they're working on." And my guy, Serial Bridge Arsonist, he said, "Speaking as someone who's engaged in some do-it-yourself doll making, yes, what Jay says is generally true. Those pictures are not of a completed doll. Molding and curing is not a one-step process. The photos look like they were either of the clay molds for each part or of a test run silicone mold. Either way, what they're trying to demonstrate at this stage is skin texture, since that's the modification in question." And I said, "Well said, my friend. I believe they are indeed the clay molds. The final product will be much more refined." So I did appreciate Serial Bridge coming in there chiming in on that comment. Appreciate your Serial. And that was all I had for that video. So we made a nice little way so far. I made it all the way to Reset Sunday, as a matter of fact. Yep, I made it all the way to Reset Sunday. Yep, I made it all the way to Reset Sunday. And on Reset Sunday, that video was called "Cut Them Off." And it basically dealt with, a lot of times, man, you even have people that you might think are your friends or whatever, but they have some destructive type of behavior, man, that's wearing off on you, that's limiting your life. You can still love people, but sometimes you can't always keep hanging with certain people. That's what that video was about. It's not about you acting like you think you're better than somebody, but it's about you evaluating your life and saying, "Okay, man, I'm trying to be positive, but this dude is negative 100% of the time, and it makes me more negative." That's just an example of, okay, that's not healthy for you. You know, if you're trying to get to where God wants you to be, guess what? You may have to not hate anybody, but separate yourself from that particular relationship. Why? Because spirits can be transferable. And so what they're doing, it can start affecting you. You may be trying to affect them positively, but they're so negative that it's bringing you down. And we can't, like I said in the video, you can't save everybody now. You cannot save everybody. So you got to realize when somebody is jeopardizing the dream that God put in your heart, and you got to be like, "Okay, I'm finna get away from this and do what God put on my heart, because I'm not going to be able to do that constantly around what this person is doing." And my guy Chamara says, "Being a magnet for odd people, I can relate. He said, I'm too kind to everyone, and I never judge anyone. And in work, it was even worse. Right now, I finally work with decent people, but before it was like you said." And I said, what did I say to him? I said, "Glad you're in a better situation." That's all I really said, because the people I work with, it wasn't that they weren't decent. It was just that certain habits of theirs or certain mindsets were not conducive to me growing. Like I said, I try to be positive and happy, and I was really making that change in my life even more. I had already had my dogs, and I was really making a lot of positive changes. Trying to be more positive every single day. And I just had this friend that, man, was constantly, you know, no matter what it was, just trying to find a reason to be upset, mad at somebody. Like you say, not speaking to people, that would come right in his face. And I was just like, man, I say, I can't let that wear off on me. So I didn't say, hey man, I can't be your friend no more. I didn't do that, but I just stopped with all the talking about the negativity. He might bring up something negative. I wouldn't even talk about it. I'm like, well, I just tell him, I say, well, that's sort of negative. I don't even want to talk about it. It got to the point where when I said I didn't want to talk about anything negative, he didn't even want to talk no more. That's really what happened. So that's what let me know. I said, damn, when that let me know that, that's really what helped me sort of separate from him, because when he knew that I didn't want to talk about anything negative, he didn't want to talk. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That let you know how negative some people can be, because once you can't talk about the negative, it's like, I don't want to talk about nothing. I was like, okay, cool. But either way, I made that change, and it actually helped my life. But I said, I told him, glad you're in a better situation. Then he says this, JayDollKingHefner, he said, it's worse than your situation. That's basically what he said. It's worse than yours. And I aspire to one day have the same life quality as you. I thought that was so funny, man. That just lets you know, man, I just want to thank God I'm blessed, a blessed person, man, because he says, for one, he's just assuming that I'm living I guess, better life for whatever reason than him. But the truth is, man, as happy as I am right now, it's a lot of chaos that has gone on around me. I ain't got a car. I got several issues going on with my house as far as no water heater here. I've been boiling my water for the longest. I got some finances and things of that nature, like right now when I'm looking at it, I can't see how I'm going to keep going even with the show. I've talked about this before. I can't see how I'm going to keep funding the show. But I say the reason I'm so happy is because I'm not worried about anything. I put all that on God. I'm just worried about living my dream and being the best I can be and loving what I have today. Loving what I'm provided with today. Well, guess what? My lights ain't off today. I'm happy. Guess what? I got food and, to eat today. I'm happy. I don't have every dollar that I want to do a review on and all that stuff. But you know what I'm happy with? The dollars that I got today. I'm happy with what God has blessed me with while awaiting the new blessings. The things that have went wrong in my life, they're part of my journey. I know I know those things will get better. God has a perfect time and he has a perfect plan. Right now, some of these things have been meant to test me. How am I going to react, when they happen? Am I still going to be happy? Am I still going to chase my dream? So it just makes me feel good to the fact that, hey, somebody can be probably looking at me saying, oh, he got it all together. Everything is great. Well, I do got it all together because I put it all in God's hands. I'm not thinking about it no more. I can't even lie. And even now where I could be considered being on the brink, I can, I've said this before, but I look up and be like, damn, how have I made it to another month? You know what I'm saying? That's really what been happening lately. I'm like, damn, how have I made it to another month? This is amazing. Look, in my mind, I was, I might not have thought it would be going on this. I would still be making it, but God keeps making a way. But in the midst of him making a way for me, I'm not panicking about anything. I'm staying happy. I'm staying joyful, and I'm believing the plan he got for my life. So somebody like Chamera, he probably like, man, Jay got it all together. He doing good. He got it all. Well, hey, I do got it all together, but it ain't because I got it all together. It's because I'm not worried about it. I'm just listening to the calling he put in my heart. I'm believing for it, and I'm putting one foot in front of the other. And so it's coming off to maybe a viewer of, man, he got it all together. He ain't got a worry in the world. Well, no, I don't have a worry in the world, but it's not because my situation is perfect. With my human eyes, no, my situation may not be perfect, but guess what is perfect? God's plan for my life. And the same thing for you. That's why I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, you might be going through whatever, but it's all working to your good. Everything that's happening is something that's supposed to happen. Man, if my car wouldn't have ever went down, I would have never started my biking channel, which you can all subscribe to my biking channel. It's called JayDollKingHefner. I mean, it's called Biking with JayDollKingHefner. You know, the girls aren't really on that channel that much. It's just my love of riding my bike. I've always had a bike, but when my car went down and I couldn't afford to replace a car, I was like, man, I could start riding my bike. And man, I've always loved it, but boy, honestly, I've told my mother this and other people, the only reason I really ever want a car again is so me and the girls can go out on dates sometimes, because I haven't been able to do that on my channel in a while. But other than that, I have no desire for a car anymore. You know, I love riding my bike. So something that was supposed to be bad actually turned out to be a good thing, because, you know, riding a bike keeps me healthier. It brings me joy. It just adds another element of joy to my life. Even without my hot water heater, I have to heat my water up on a stove. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what it is, but it just does not bother me, you know, to have to take that extra time. You know, it takes a little more time to heat up a tub of water, but I don't know. It's to the point now where I'm like, damn, I haven't even thought about it really. Ever since it went out, I didn't think about it. I just started heating my water up and I've been okay. As far as my finances, man, just out of the blue, my auntie, you know, I got a couple of aunties here. They started just bringing me food. I didn't even ask for it. So I haven't really had to pay for food here recently, you know, over the last couple of months, several months, honestly. They just bring me little food and stuff that keeps me going. I had never asked for it though. I just be sitting up here like, man, I wouldn't mind having a hamburger. And next thing you know, my auntie will show up with a hamburger. I'm like, dang, you know, just out of the blue. That's just how God works. He's taking care of me before I even need it. And I'm like, dang. And it's crazy how my bank account has been working, because my bank account looked so slim. I was like, man, it's not looking good for you know, it's just a thought that went past my mind of like, hey, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to keep these lights on without having to really change something I'm doing. And I was thinking like, man, I don't want the show to be affected, blah, blah, blah. But I'm gonna go with whatever God has a plan for my life. If he, you know, if he has me to stop the show for a while, whatever he has for me to do, I'm gonna do. But of course, you guys know I want to keep living my dream as I'm living it. But man, it's like every month I keep looking up. I'm like, damn, how's I still got money in my account? I just paid my bills. What's happening here? It's like it's just enough to keep me going. So that's what I say. And I do want to thank a couple of you, you know, a lot of you actually people out there who've actually used my vendor links and stuff. You know, you're beginning to use my vendor links a little bit more. You know, those things don't just pay me whenever you buy a doll. You know, sometimes it takes a while or whatever, but sometimes I've gotten a payment just out of the blue where it just keeps the show going, literally. And I'm like, damn, you know, that has happened once or twice. And I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. So you guys, whenever you decide to get a doll, please keep using the links. I have a show coming out in probably a day or two where I actually have added a vendor. I'm going to talk about that on another video though. But yeah, so it's even more choices for you to go look at and buy a companion doll. But that's a great way to help support the show. And also being a team member helps support the show. I said I have over 3,000 subscribers, which is a blessing. Thank you all for looking. But if every one of my subscribers, or even 50% of my subscribers, were team members, I could literally probably, you know, the show would survive just based off of that. So please consider being a team member. I only have one tier right now. And honestly, it's not many. It's only a few perks, meaning that if you're a team member, I'm going to answer any of your comments first and foremost, and as soon as I see them. Now, you may drop a comment. It may be on there for a couple of hours, but as soon as I see it, I'm going to answer if you're a team member. I may not answer everybody's right then if you're not a team member, you know. But if you're a team member, I'm going to answer yours as soon as I see it. And then when I get time, I will come back and answer the other ones. Also, if it's anything special going on, I try to send you an update on the community message board. And I do need to get a little bit more active with my message board. And also, something else that's a perk. It's the message board. It's the shout outs, like I just did. I give you occasional shout outs on my videos, and mainly I do it on live streams, you know, where I shout out my Dog King Army team members and appreciate them for supporting the show. So those are the three things that you'll normally get. And also, Dog King Army team members get special privileges, even though many of them don't do it right now, and I haven't even been there as active as I want to be. But I do have a Discord, but you can only be a part of the Discord if you are a team member. And I need to reshare that link to the Discord, honestly, to remind my team members that they can come in there and converse and share pictures and things of that nature. But yeah, he had me laughing because he just assumed I was in a better position. I am mentally and spiritually, I will say that. This is what I told him. I said, you'll have overflow in your life, but you must also live every day with happiness and enjoy the journey, my friend. You know, like I was just saying, despite what may come your way, enjoy the chance that you have to live. Your situation may not be ideal, but guess what? You don't have to be upset about it. You know, when God sees that joy in your heart, despite what situation you're in, that's when he knows you're ready for him to bless you with more. I said, you're already doing better than you realize. And what I said about that is, you know, a lot of us, we can get down about the job we're doing, the money we got or whatever. But if you take a step back and be like, man, I'm alive today. I'm literally alive today. You know, if you're up walking and talking, it's a blessing. Guess what? You can think, you can talk, you can walk, you can smell, you can touch. You know what I'm saying? You can read. You know, it's so many things that you can do that just seem like, oh man, that's normal, Jay. But everybody can't do that. That's the whole point. You got people that's sick that wish they could do things again. You know, you got people that's blind, they can't even see, man. You got people that can't hear. You got people that can't touch. You know, we're already rich with health. You know, yes, I want to have overflow for two reasons. For one, you know, I don't want to have to be worrying about my bills every 2 seconds. But the reason I want overflow is so I can bless others. You know, that's the whole point of having a little bit more than you're supposed to have. It's good to be able to pay your bills and take care of yourself and get some of the things you want. But it's also good to find a way to give back, you know, if you have overflow. You'll get there. All of you will get there. But appreciate where you are now. Appreciate what you have at your disposal right now. You know, appreciate your health. Appreciate your life. Appreciate your loved ones. All of those things. Like I say, you're a lot more richer than you think. You know, it's no amount of money that can like literally duplicate the feeling I have on my bike or duplicate the feeling I have with my girls. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a happiness. It's a joy that cannot be bought. You know, waking up every day, walking around. You could be a millionaire, but what if you can't use the bathroom? I mean, that money is not as worth it. You see what I'm saying? So somebody that may be living in what we call poverty, if they can walk, run, talk, and do things, and a person that's got 50 million can't walk, run, and talk, well, guess what? That person that's has less money is actually richer at that time because they can do all of those things. You see? So it's all about perspective. So I'm gonna keep on rolling. My beautiful girl Amira Baker chimed in and says, and I haven't heard from her in a while, but she said, so true, I can relate. And once again, what I'm talking about is the video of cut them off. You know, sometimes you got to cut off people that are having a bad influence on your life. And Amira says, so true, I can relate. Thanks for this video. May you have a blessed and abundant week as well, Jay. I said, God bless and have a good one, Amira. My enemy says, I've been going through this exact thing lately. He said, my cousin has a cynical attitude and it was rubbing off on me. I had to get away from his defeatist mentality. I said, this is the thing. You can, and I've said this earlier, you can still love people while removing yourself from the situation, where meaning that, hey, you can slowly start not hanging around your cousin, but that don't mean that you have to hate him while not hanging around him. You can still be like, hey, God bless you. I wish you well. I'm praying over your attitude. You know, you ain't got to tell him that, but you can do that on your own. But guess what? You don't have to hang around him. You can still love him without being around him. Andrew Gibbons said, great advice. I don't know what I didn't like this comment. I didn't hit like or anything on this comment from a Syrian official because I have no idea what he mean. I don't know whether he's trying to be funny. I have no idea. But he says, nice tunic, bro. I'm like, tunic? Maybe is he talking about my hoodie? I don't know what he's talking about, but I just left it open because I didn't understand what he was saying. My guy Mike Robinson says, hi. He said, hi, how can I contact Kimberdoll customer service? He says, I'm not going to buy without a phone number if I need help. He said, I like your channel a lot. Man, when I first got my Kimberdoll, the one thing that I've ever complained about is that they don't have a phone number. You know, they do that to cut down on the, I guess, the traffic that they have to really keep up with as far as talking to people and stuff. They do all of their communication by email. And I'm a bit old school as far as I want to talk to a human sometimes, you know, or even have that option. So I still say that's something I don't love about Kimberdoll, but I give them credit. They are meticulous about answering emails. Within 24 hours, you're going to have an answer pretty much. You know, it may in some cases, maybe it's a little longer, but for the most part, you're going to have an answer. They're going to answer you. They know they don't have a phone line, so any email you send them, they are going to answer. So at first, I didn't love it, but as I started communicating with them more and more, I was like, they're good. You know, now that I know that they will communicate with you, they're good. I say they don't have a customer service number. All communication is via email. They're reliable and will communicate and answer your questions within 24 hours, like I just said. And that was all the comments for that video. We are rolling, man. I'm talking about we are rolling. Yep. We rolling. We got one more page. And we'll be caught all the way up. Let me make sure I don't got any comments. Okay, I got a comment over here. Look at Panny. Let's look at Panny again, y'all. Ooh, Panny looking good. Okay. My guy Ken Jack Ben says, greetings and salutations from Vallejo, California. What up, my guy? Good to hear from you out there in Cali, man. Hey, I love me some Cali, man. Oh, he says, my hoodie looks like an old-fashioned tunic. I mean, if you say so, I never look. I can't even lie. In my mind, I know what a tunic is, but I can't even think of what the hell it look like. Honest, tunic. No, from what I'm seeing, these tunics ain't got no hood on it or nothing, so it don't look like the human. I'm actually just seeing girls with tunics on. But like I said, once again, maybe I'm not looking at the right thing. So, okay, some of these look like it could be a hoodie, but yeah, okay, I see what you're saying there. Okay, so some of them could be like that. Just kind of doing it here. He said, what are you using for your semi-oily, sticky gal once she arrives? She's a silicone gal. Iron Tick. I heard cornstarch. No. I don't know what you're talking about. With a TPE girl now, they're the ones who you have to put. Well, now, you're actually right here. You're actually right. You're right. I got confused there for a second. I was thinking about, were you asking to add oil to the girls? I'm like, nah, don't add no oil to no silicone girl. You know what I'm saying? But you're just asking about how do I handle her since she's a little oily when she first gets to the house. And he said she's a silicone girl. Iron Tech, I heard cornstarch. Yeah, with any silicone girl, pretty much with any companion dog, because TPE girls take baby powder as well. You can use baby powder or cornstarch, either one you want. But when you're looking to make them feel a little bit less sticky, you're always going to add baby powder or cornstarch. And with my Iron Tech girl, I just put baby powder on her. That's it. And like I say, I don't make love to my girl, so maybe you have to do something different. But to this day, to this very day, I have only washed her off one time with soap and water. I'm talking about my silicone girl because she is not dirty whatsoever. Like I say, putting powder on your silicone girl almost really cleans them off. The couple of times I see a speck of dirt on her, you put a little powder on her, it's going to take any little dirt off of her. Now, like I say, maybe at some point I'll give her another little wipe down, but I don't ever make love to her, so she's not getting dirty whatsoever. So I really love that about silicone girls. With my TPE girls, I give them a little bit of a wash off every month with warm soap, water, and bacterial soap. I give them a little rub down, and I give them once they dried, I repowder them. Even if I don't use them a whole lot, I repowder them and hang them back up, get them a little monthly treatment. Like I say, about every 3 or 4 months, I get them a bit of an oil bath to sort of get them rejuvenated. But you don't have to do that with a silicone doll. Only thing you have to do with a silicone doll is if you do make love to her some, or if you do wash her off, you can wash her off with even hot water. But you don't ever have to oil her, ever. Don't ever oil your silicone doll. He said, I just want to preserve her best I can. It's easy. Believe me, taking care of your companion dog, it's a responsibility, but as long as you do what you're supposed to do, it's easy. And with a silicone girl, if you ever get a full silicone girl, like I say, they're more for artwork and companionship, even though there are a lot more softer silicone girls out here. And honestly, a real doll you can definitely be physical with the real doll. They're a little bit different. But for most silicone girls, they are a little harder than TPE. So you may not want to make love to them as much as a TPE girl, but you can make love to them. And if you do that, then you definitely need to wash them up and stuff. But if you're just using them for companionship, like me, having them around, hugging on them and stuff, I'm telling you, man, that doll is not going to get dirty. You're not going to have to do a lot of upkeep with a full silicone girl. I promise you. He said how to keep her from being sticky. Oh, that's easy. Like I said, just powdering. And this the trick, man. With my TPE girls, once again, I'm not physical with them. So people who are physical with their dolls, they may have to do it more. But me, after I wash my girls off once a month and get them a nice powdering, my TPE girls, they don't need any more powder for the rest of the month. With my silicone girls, it seems, see, the powder doesn't get into the silicone girl skin. It gets into TPE, they're a porous material. But with the silicone girls, it's really on the outside of their skin. So it never really gets into their skin, so to speak. So you may have to powder her a couple of times a month, maybe even 3 times, depending on how much you're hugging on her, rubbing on her. But for me, probably a couple of times a month with my silicone girls. Oh, he said it seems like a cross between something someone at a Renaissance fair might wear and modern hood. Yeah, probably because it is tie up in the front. You know what? That's probably what's doing it. Is this the lace in the front that's giving off that Renaissance fair type thing. That's probably what it's doing. That's actually a compliment though. I actually I like that sort of alternate form of dress. Like I've always said, man, I wish I could dress like maybe a Han Solo full time or some variation of it, not just like it. But I actually like those, when you see those space type shows or something like that, or with those different type of space type outfits. And I do like those different type of outfits like that. So Just Kind of Do It said, yes, sir. He said, no, sir, nothing different. I don't make love to them. Oh, okay. He said he don't make love. He don't want to make love to his either. He said mine came with paint, body paint. He said not used to that. Oh yeah. So you do got your doll now. Good, good. Yeah, all the thing you gotta do is put powder on her, man. If you got a full silicone girl, that's all you gotta do. He said, really good points. Appreciate this. He said it's a good look. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend. But yeah. Don't worry about taking care of your doll. It's not that hard to do. Like you say, just make sure you're making an effort and everything is going to be okay. Like I say, if you got a full silicone girl, though, I'm telling you, your job is easy. Neil Novi says, love the hoodie as well. Great cut and look. Thank you. And a lot of you may even had a question of, hey man, you always sort of had a red hoodie on. I got several other hoodies, but this is my main work hoodie, and for all of you who don't know, I really consider these hoodies my work attire. Basically, they're my uniforms. So I'm sort of like Mr. Rogers, where you may see the same thing a lot, but don't rest assured everything I have on at all times is good and clean, guys. Have a couple of these shirts and make sure that they're all washed and clean. And I'm always a clean person, taking 2 and 3 baths a day, so no worries there. But I'm sort of like Hugh Hefner. You always saw him in the smoking jacket. And so that's sort of how I am. You always saw Mr. Rogers with the sort of same outfit on, that's how I am. I do, of course, switch it up a little bit, but for the most part, I actually do love my red and black. That's pretty much the colors of the show, red and black. And it really became the colors just by default. I was like, man, I like red and black as far as my brand colors. And I looked up and realized that, hey, damn, Hefner pretty much always has red and black on. Hugh Hefner. I didn't do it because of him, but I just thought that was funny how it ended up working out like that. I'm finna get back to the videos, guys. But my guy Ken Jack says, speaking of Star Wars, do you have a giant bucket of powder that you lower your girls in like C-3PO in the oil? No. You know what? You couldn't do that. I couldn't do that if I wanted to, because powder is so thick. As soon as your girl's feet touch the powder, it would probably stop at the top of the powder unless you got a gigantic vat somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Where it would be able to give way. But no, I know you were probably just being funny there, but even if you weren't being funny, I just put the powder in a little bucket and I get some makeup brushes and I apply the powder onto the girls with makeup brushes. Man, I wish I could find a green hoodie like this. I've searched hoodies like this and I haven't been able to find one that's made like this green. They don't have many. That's why I only have a few of the same ones. They have the red, the blue. I got a white, a couple of white ones. I was finally able to find a yellow one, but it's not just like this one. But if you're ever looking to buy any of that, I have a Amazon affiliate link in the description of all of my videos and the about section of my YouTube channel. So that's another cool way you can help the show. If you're thinking about it, you can definitely go to the description of one of my videos. Let's just say you want to just buy something off Amazon. If you can resist the urge of just clicking the app on your phone, you can come to the links in the about section of my YouTube channel. And when you click that app, it's going to still go right back to your Amazon account, just like you're using your own account, but you're going to be going through me. And you'll be able to see a list that I have of all my suggested items for you to buy, things that I like. And so you'll see a few of these hoodies on the Amazon link, if you ever want to buy a couple of hoodies like mine. And if you just buy anything else, from Amazon, that will still go towards helping the show. He says, you look tip-top Magoo. I don't know what Magoo means. The only Magoo I know is Mr. Magoo, but I think it's a compliment. So thank you, just kind of doing it. He said, any fabrics to avoid? He said, are there any fabrics to avoid? As I've seen a lot of TPE dolls leach. No. That ain't got nothing to do with the fabrics. That's got something to do with either cheap clothing, that causes uh dye to leak into your doll, cheap clothing, or either not washing the clothing enough. Because when you buy new clothing, sometimes that ink is fresh and it would go into your TPE dolls. So a lot of times you're buying new clothing, you need to wash it several times before you put it on your doll. Or a good friend of me said, hey, when you buy more expensive clothes, it doesn't, the dyes don't bleed really out of more expensive clothes. So if you're buying something more expensive, you won't have to worry about that as much. Or if you do, like I've put videos out about this before, about how if you go to the thrift stores, get used clothing, it's already been washed a whole bunch of times, and you can find some very, good clothing, good brand name clothing for cheap prices. So that's another good thing. What? Oh boy. He says, back in the day, I got dolls. They smell funny and made me break out. I got that doll off Amazon. Well, yeah, that's black. That's basically a black market. I tell people, don't get dolls off Amazon or eBay. That's not the place to be shopping for a companion doll. There's too many legitimate vendors out here. And speaking of vendors, you can check the vendors in the links in the description of my video. For all my new viewers who don't know, and for people who forgot, that's where you go to get legitimate vendors. The links are in the description of my video. He says, will we ever get to see what's the name? Johnny says, will we ever get to see a Cecil sex doll? Not over here, you won't. That's for damn sure. Not over here. Just kind of doing it says, he says, what? I don't know what are you talking about on here. He said, oh, no, like the stuff they mixed, leached into the clothes. I don't know what he's talking about. I guess he's talking about like TPE stuff getting into the actual clothing. If that's the case, to me, that's some type of bogus doll that does that, because my dolls have never leached into clothing. If you're talking about like a doll actually messing some clothing up, that has never happened on my end. So to me, that's something that would happen with a cheap doll. He said, yeah, the stuff to make the doll, if the stuff to make the doll is getting into the clothing, nah, you got a bad doll. Ron Carson says, Kimber smell lovely though. Man, you know what's crazy? My Kimbers don't even really have an odor. Now, if I leave it in a closed room for a while, I might be able to open a room and then smell a little bit of hint of TPE. But like right now, my girls don't have a smell. They don't, she has a very, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Cat and them probably don't even have that smell, but she has a very, 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 very light. You got to get right up on her to even smell anything. That's why I love Kim. I love my Kimber dolls, because for their price point, I've said this before, they don't even have same lines unless you put them in like some natural light. I don't even hardly see their same lines. My guy says, just doing it, says, I got rid of the doll that smelled funny. He says, my WM girl and my auntie girl has great smells. And Carson says the smell fades after a couple of weeks, which it does. Actually, man, my girls just didn't really smell. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. They never really smelled. And Johnny says, I bet her coochie stinks. No, not over here, they don't. Nah, man. None of these, that's a plus of the dog game. None of my girls smell, especially down low. Kenny says, I'm gonna go watch a movie. Good night. God bless. Hey, have a good one, Ken. Thank you for stopping by. God bless you, brother. I appreciate you. We got to catch up now. I just catched up with my chat, but I'm done with the chat. I can't lie until I get through with the rest of these comments. You can drop the comments, but I won't come back until I finish, because this is how these shows end up being 20 hours long. I don't want it to be 20 hours long. So let me catch back up to where I was. Let me see. Where was I? Okay, here you go. No, I want that. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Okay, hold on. Where is it at? Did I get ahead of myself here? Because the next one is supposed to be. Where is it at? Okay, I probably need to go back. There it is. No, that ain't it either. It's down here somewhere. Where is it? I'm having a little trouble. There it is. I did on my last power hour. I mean, not my last power hour. It was another power. I'm trying to think. Is this it? No, I think this was 2 power hours ago. I think I don't think this was recent, but it's called catching up. And my guy DAS commented and said, "Great stream. I love the comment about how you do research for everyone." He said, "That's so true." He says, "I love the game, the dog game, but I just don't have the time to do all the research. So I love listening to you while I work to hear about the different brands." He said, "And all the new innovations coming about." He said, "You do it in an entertaining way as well. So keep up the good work, brother." And I said, "Thank you for the great support as always," because DAS is a great supporter. I said, "I know it's a lot of people who don't have time to do all this research. So it feels good to help provide that resource to my viewers." I said, "It feels good to know that it makes it easier for you to learn about the new innovations without having to dedicate hours of your time to do the research. I'm glad that I can take on that responsibility for all of my viewers. God bless and have a great one," because that's true. That's what I'm here for, to do the work that you guys don't got time to do. You may be just as interested in me, but you like, hey, I got other stuff on my particular plate. Well, this is my life. So you know what I'm saying? This is all I am doing. So I have the time to do it for you. SEB7 says, "Great video, Dog King." I said, "Thank you for watching." And that's another Dog King Army team member, by the way. So I'm done with that video. I did another video called "Why I Love My Iron Tick Dog." And it was just sort of a reevaluation of my iron tick dog that's laying over there. And my guy 50 Cent says, IT or Iron Tick Dog is the only company that gets the ebony women's areola color right. I said they have the best black dogs in the business, in my opinion. I said TPE or silicone. They do have the best black dogs that I've seen. My guy Master J says he agreed even for Asians, since most of them are naturally darker or pink flesh color to brown. Talking about the nipple color. They do a great job because her breasts, her nipple colors do look great. I will agree with that. My guy Van Pollen says, "I got my 153 Iron Tech silicone doll, and I was blown away with the quality and attention to detail." He said, "Iron Tech keeps improving to the point where they can compete with real doll." I said, "They can compete with anybody. That doesn't mean they're going to beat everybody, but they can compete with anybody. They do an amazing job." DAS says, "Glad you followed up and gave Iron Tech some love after the competition." He says, "I really love my 166 centimeter silicone Iron Tech doll, and I desperately want the 164 silicone Finny doll. She is blazing fire hot." He said, "As you can see, my doll fever is still at an all-time high. I need to hit the lotto, my brother. Be easy, General." I know exactly what he mean, boy. Just my appetite for dolls is just insatiable. You're always going to see another doll you want. But I say I love Iron Tech. They can challenge. They can challenge the best of the best. They can challenge. That doesn't mean they'll win, but they can challenge the best of the best. I say I love the quality and attention to detail. They are doing great things at the company, my friend. And the thing is, I want to say, like I say, he says, I'm glad you came back and gave Iron Tech some love after the competition. Once again, I think I already talked about that in the video though. But I was like, the competition wasn't to say, ooh, my Iron Tech doll ain't good, but real doll is better. I mean, it's great. That wasn't what that video was for. It was really to say, damn, Iron Tech doll is not a cheap doll by any means. Believe me, a full silicone doll, no. You're going to be spending a pretty penny. It's just the real doll, you're going to be spending several pretty pennies to try to get a real doll. But at the price point Iron Tech is at, one would say that it shouldn't be able to be competing with a higher level doll. But they do such a good job over there. It was able to compete. So that video wasn't to say, ooh, real Iron Tech isn't good. You know, so he was like, hey, when I show Iron Tech some love after the competition, in my mind, I'm like, to me, the competition was actually showing them love. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, it wasn't to show that they are bad, it's to show that how good they are. But I'm not gonna lie either, you know, and just say that they're better than real dog, because you know what I'm saying, that because it just takes a lot to be able to beat a real dog, even though Iron Tech, to me, and this isn't good for real dog, but Iron Tech for me pays attention to more quality issues. You know what I'm saying? It's really nothing quality wise that I can complain about my Iron Tech dog. And that right there, you know. And honestly, even Kimber dog, I was looking at my Kimber dogs like, you know what? These girls don't have any like a lot of like obvious defects on them. It may be something you don't like on them, but you're not gonna get them and be like, ooh, the finger was messed up. And so, like with my real dog, I had a couple of issues there. The fingers didn't look right, and I had a bent bolt in the back that they say probably happened during shipping. I don't know, but I just know that I didn't have those issues with my my Iron Tech dog. That's for damn sure. So, with all that said, let's keep rolling. I said they're doing great things at the company. I said honestly, I love some of their black models, and I can't wait for this Real Lady series to get ready. Fanny is definitely nice. So I was letting him know that Fanny is going to be a definitely nice choice for him. And I understand what he means about needing to hit that damn lottery, man. I know exactly what he means. Man, if I hit the lottery right now, I say, boy, I would be able to really fund some of my dreams, show y'all some of the things I want to show y'all, build some stuff that I want to build. So yeah. My personal lottery is coming. Your personal lottery is coming. Just keep believing. Where am I at now? Where am I at now? Hold on, did I finish all of that? Wait a minute. I'm trying to see. Hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I finished. I was just trying to make sure. My next video is rapid fire. Another. See, that was the last. I think I'm trying to think. Was this the last? Yeah, this was the last Dog King Power Hour I did. DAS says, thanks for the live, brother. Hit him up, rapid fire style. I said, thanks for listening, my friend. That was the only comment I had on there. That was on there. I only went over like a few shows because the Power Hour sort of had got thrown off because I think that was 2 weeks after. I think that was the second Power Hour after I had did an interview with Dr. Reardar. So that was a short week for the Power Hour. So it was just a quick show. Ended up going a little bit longer than I thought, though. So that's the only comment I had on that. We almost done. We only got a few more shows. Silicone skin versus TPE skin. That was my next video. Let's see what happened on there. Who wrote that? Oh, okay, here it is. Chamara said this. Silicone skin versus TPE skin. I was just basically, it's funny that we're talking about this now, but I was basically just talking about the difference, talking about how TPE skin is porous. It's more like human skin where it can absorb things, where silicone skin, it's a sealed cure, meaning that it, like I said, if you put some, like if that's why silicone is easy to take care of, because if dust or something, dirt gets on your silicone doll, it's not going to get on the inside. It'll stay on the outside. So when you wipe her off, she's going to look just like she always did. But with the TPE doll, you have a chance of micro dusting, meaning that it's dust in the air right now that we can't see. Well, it's getting on my doll, even though we can't see it. So I might take her back there and give her a bath, right? Well, you may be done bathing her, and if you put her under some good light, you might still see some spots where, damn, it look like it's some dirt here or something, but I can't get it off. It's like it's in her skin, but even though she's clean. And that's called micro dust. It's just dust that can get into your doll that you just can't get out, honestly, with regular washing. And that's why, another reason why with some dolls, because I think it is a couple of dolls you don't have to oil, but that's another reason you have to oil your doll every 3 to 4 months, because it not only replenishes the oil, TPE oil they lost, it can also clean up that micro dusting. I'm going to be honest, with a couple of my dolls or whatever, it's just certain little micro dust. It just seems like it will never leave. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much I clean them, oil them, whatever, it just, the dolls aren't perfect. It's, it's going to be little imperfections and stuff, but the thing with a doll is clean them to the best of your ability, oil them to the best of your ability, do whatever you're doing to the best of your ability. But if you see little imperfections or whatever, it's just something you got to deal with. It's nothing really, it's nothing bad. Your daughter's clean, she's good, but guess what? It may be a little micro dust somewhere that you just cannot get out, that's just nagging. Don't worry about it. That's how Callie is, because she's crystal clean. But every time I go to wash her, it's like, man, it's like maybe a little dark spot, where I'm like, man, no matter how much I wipe it with oil, it's not a stain or anything. It's just like you say, little micro dust that and just got too deep in her hair, and it's just one of those things where, hey, you can't worry about it. Keep rolling. You're doing your best. And that's why I do love silicone better. I'm gonna be honest, because silicone, you just don't have to worry about that. Even though I do love TPE. So my guy Chamara says, I don't have and don't want to buy electric blankets for my TPE dolls, so it's silicone for me. I said, thank you, Mr. Snoop, for that valuable lesson. I don't know what he meant by Mr. Snoop, whether he meant that I snoop and do a lot of research, or whether he was calling me like Snoop Dogg. I don't know. But I said, honestly, you don't need an electric blanket for either one. You can get an electric blanket, if you're somebody that wants to make love to your dog, throw an electric blanket on her for 5 minutes, get her a little warm, and then, okay, now she's warm. But I said, you don't really need one. I said, because the girls, if you just hug your girl for a little while, they're going to start to warm up. They're going to start put some cover over her and get to hugging her for a second. Believe me, your heat is going to transfer her to her pretty quickly. I said, silicone, once again, is better for ease of upkeep, and they're more for companionship because of their artistic value. I said, TPE is harder to maintain, but probably better for the mainly sexual-minded doll owner. I didn't see this, but he says, I'm preparing myself to buy a doll for the first time for many reasons. He said, including his passion for cosplay. He said, it led him to it. He said, I'm learning so much about this topic. He said, I'm learning so much about this topic. I'm really thankful to have you around. And I'm just saying thanks and no problem, my friend. Which it ain't. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I'm here to help as much as I can, man. So I appreciate him chiming in on that. That was the only thing I had on that video. Next, I had my Kimber Deluxe unboxing. This beautiful girl right here. I had my guy Mike, a guy named Mike, commented on this video. What did he say? My guy Mike says, hi. He says, I love this review. He said, question, what size shoes did you get her? I'm ordering one like next month. And I said, basically, they wear like a 5.5 to a 6. You know, a 5.5 is going to fit them exactly right. A 6 is going to give them a little room, but you know, in women's, in children's women's size, you know. That's what I forgot to tell him. I better tell him. Yeah, so yeah, in the children's size, I think I got like a 5.5. I think that's what it was. 5.5 shoe. And you can always look inside of the tongue and see that it says 21 centimeters. Like I said, I think that's the size of their foot is like 21 centimeters. So whenever you're ordering a doll, it's going to show her foot size, you know. And basically, when you go to buy a shoe, you can look inside the tongue of the shoe and see, you know, how long. You know, I don't care if the shoe is like in the U.S. they call them our sizes go by feet. So you know, a size 10, that's basically like. Well, no, it's like in inches, I believe. So it's like a 10 would be like 10 inches long, you know, a size 10 in US sizes. But you can look inside the shoe and see how many centimeters that shoe is supposed to be. So that's basically how you do that. That's basically how you do that. So if you, whatever girl you get, whatever size shoe her is in centimeters, you can go when you go shopping for shoes, you can look inside that shoe and see how many centimeters long it's supposed to be. So either way. Mike Robinson says, will do. And I did tell him, I said, when you do order, if you ever order a Kimber doll, I always try to remind people this. Kimber doll, they're just a friend of the show. They're not an affiliate, meaning that if you go buy a Kimber doll, it won't actually help the show financially and, you know, help us keep going. But they are a friend of the show. I love Kimber doll. They're great people over there. And they do have a discount code. And I think, as far as I know, it's still active to where when you use the discount code, you can get a free wig. I get nothing, but the viewer gets something, you know. A free wig, you may not throw a party for a free wig, but guess what? That's money that you don't have to spend, and now you got an extra wig with your girl. So if you do ever get a Kimber doll, remember to use that discount code DollKing, DollKing, all one word. So that was all I had on that. On a few more videos. This next video is where I did the BBW competition. Yep, BBW competition. And I chose my top 11 BBWs, and man, that video was 16 minutes, but man, you talking about that video took a lot of research. I had to go through every companion dog company and look at all of the thicker dogs, and sometimes it was a bit harder to sort of navigate it all, but boy, I went through everybody, and my list was so long. I probably had like 20-something girls. I was like, man, I love all these girls, and I had to cut it down. A lot of people have a top 10, but I felt I couldn't cut it any less than 11, and I felt it worked out perfect because for me, 11 is a one of my lucky numbers. So I'm like, yeah, I love 11. So I picked my top 11 BBWs, and boy, that's actually once again the title of this show, Heavyweight Hangover, because it's a couple of girls on there that I'm just like, man, I know I don't need a house full of these big, thick ladies or anything. I know I can't keep picking up all these big, thick ladies, but Lord have mercy. them thick campaign dolls just be making you really want to get one. I promise you, because they are so fine. And the truth is, Saima is a BBW. And it's so funny. When I was researching BBWs, when I got to WM, she's an older doll model now, but she popped up. But I was like, nah, Saima, I couldn't put her in the top 11 though. You know, her body model's a little older now. I'm like, nah, it's not quite a top 11 model. Even though I love Saima, she is built to win. Believe me, her butt and legs are killing. But she's more of a B cup, even though you have BBWs that don't have gigantic breasts, but they are still BBWs. And that's sort of what Saima is. She's a BBW without the giant breasts, but everything else is straight amazing. She didn't quite make the cut though. But boy, I think one of the surprise, if you saw that video, the girl that I probably would want the most would be that Starpery girl with the weight reduction. Like I can't lie, I've been thinking about her since the show. Like, man, Jay, you said you didn't want no more big girls or anything, but I promise you, I just be thinking about her. Like, man, I actually might have to just I might have to just deal with the weight with her, because I would just have her probably in the bed 100% of the time. Never hardly standing up or anything. But I really love that girl, and I love that. I'm surprised that SM they had a girl that literally made the top 2. So I was like, damn, those girls they look like legitimate human women BBWs with the imperfections, the stomach, and all of that. But boy, it was fun doing that show. I can say that it was fun doing that show. So let's read over the comments, because I had a lot. Heavy Metal Maltese, my guy, Dog King Army team member, says, of all your videos, this is my favorite subject. My Charlotte is a YL doll worth every ounce. And in the video, I had a YL doll that was number 4 in the competition. That girl was killing it. Man, that number 4 girl was killing it. She was a TPE girl. That's probably the only thing that kept her out of being damn near the top. But no, I forgot. I was basing that whole competition off of girls that look like real human counterparts. And that YL girl, I'm gonna get to it. I ain't gonna ruin it. Either way. I said YL is great for BBW, and Charlotte is amazing. God bless you and the girls. And he said, God bless you too, my friend. Then I had my guy, he says, JTY Music says, I'm really digging the list. He says, I hope to see some more of your lists in different categories. I don't know how much I'm going to move around, because it's so many plentiful women out here. Like, I doubt I would ever just do my top 11 petite girls, because you know how many petite girls it is in the companion doll world? It's a million of them. It'll be probably damn near impossible to slim that list down to 11. So I just play it by ear. I may like pick certain my best iron tech petite girls, or I might break it down like that. But I basically just told him thank you. That he liked the list. Clint Eastwood says you could go over all kind of categories. So he said the same thing. He says my favorite BBW is Iron Tech Luna 160 centimeter. The photo shoot and face setup is very desirable to me. He says, I own a doll for me, Lucy, 162. I don't know what the hell a doll for me is, though. He says, when I'm feeling strong, she breaks me off. He says, she's the ultimate sleeping aid, crazy bounce back, and pucker tight. I don't know what he mean by pucker tight. Was he talking about her vagina pucker is good? Or I don't know what he mean, but either way. One last thing. Yo, artificial companions is lifting weights. He says these things are 50 to 130 pounds, and you maneuver them is the same as 20 to 30 minutes of lifting. It's funny because I did a video the next day about that. I had already done it, of course. He says, I stretch and drink creatine before I play with them. You get like super strong, and the intimate motions crunch your abs. I guess he's talking about making love to them, but that's true. Even when I used to make love to my human women, I used to always view it as a workout because, man, my abs felt super great afterwards. He says, I try to live with them at least every other day to stay fit. He says, I have different types of mood type. He said, I have different types for moods and strength levels. He said, artificial helper model game is deep. I don't know what he's talking about, artificial helper model. I don't know what he's talking about on that. But I said, thank you for sharing. Luna is a nice looking girl. The 160 centimeter Antic doll he likes. She's not quite my thing, but she's not bad. I said, these girls are some great sleep aids, because he mentioned them being sleep aids. And I said, the thicker, the better, because the girl that I probably is the best to sleep next to is probably Saima, the one I was just talking about earlier. She's 98 pounds, thick, in all the right places. And yes, I do love laying next to her in those big thighs. So that's why I say I would love that Starper dog. Then I said, thick companion dogs can be a hell of a workout. I said, I don't know what the hell artificial helper is, my friend. So I don't know what he was talking about on that. My guy Hank Hill says I guess he's saying he liked number 7, number 11, number 5, and number 4. He said, I was planning on ordering soon. He said, dog number 4 has the biggest rump. Great reviews on the dog. Dog number 4 was that YL dog. That girl was unreal. I can't lie. Actually, number 5 was good too, because it was an iron tick doll. I think it was a 156 centimeter iron tick doll, and she was damn near just as thick as the YL. But I said, let me know which one you decide on getting, my friend, because I would love to know which one he gets. And he says, will do. Okay, I had to look up and see what time, how long this show was going, because I was like, man, this show, I figured it was probably going into the second hour. I didn't really know, though. I just knew it was taking me to some time to read all this stuff, because, hey, to break down these comments, baby, it takes a lot of thought. Let's see. Oh, this is a girl that I know. She's actually a music artist. She actually makes music overseas. Her name is Sophie Royer. You can follow her on Instagram. Her name is Sofie Royer, Royer. She makes music, and she started following me a while back, and I was so surprised because she sent me a donation one time. I was so flattered by that, appreciate it, because she's a legitimate, regular human woman. I've had other people donate too. I had another woman donate to the show recently. Man, what was her name? I got to look at that right now, because I really do appreciate her too. What was her name? It was Lady Steele. Lady Steele looked good too, believe me. But Sophie donated to the show a while back, and I never knew if she still looked at the show or not. I hadn't heard from her in a while. But she says, basically, I have the most relaxing voice. She said, these videos help my anxiety after a long day. It makes me feel. I said, thank you so much, Sophie. Glad I can help you relax and reset. Congrats on all you're doing. That definitely is flattering, though, to hear her say that I help her relax, because I know she's not interested in getting a companion dog. She's just literally listening, for support, and just like you said, maybe interest. BGL says, what's popping, Jay? I think only the last 2 dogs even came close to what a real BBW looks like. And here's the deal. When I chose that list, I basically chose that list based off of what I have really seen in real life. I can't lie. It was probably a couple of girls on that list where I'm like, oh, no, this is sort of pushing it. It was that JY doll, because she was just straight perfection as far as like, I was like, nah, I don't know if I've seen a girl that looks exactly like this. And it may have been one more, but most of those girls look like girls I've even seen or even possibly dated before. And that's what I said. I said, I've actually seen versions of human women who look like almost every girl on their list. I said, but the top 2 girls do look more like the average human women BBW. And that's what I said, why I would like them, because they have the little stomach, that most BBWs are going to have a little stomach on them, but that YL doll, it was built, boy, that YL doll was built amazingly. But this the funny thing about it. A lot of people think that there's no BBWs out there like that, but that's not true. It's BBWs out there with no waistline They got gigantic thighs, gigantic butts. You know what I'm saying? And may even have gigantic breasts. Now, their arms, they may have a little weight on their arms. It's a little thick, but it's not fat. And their waistline isn't what you would consider fat. But they are definitely BBWs. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen them in real life, and I've dated a couple of them in real life it's like, my God, I can't even believe this woman exists because her proportions are so crazy. So a lot of these, a lot of the girls I showed on that video, I have actually seen examples of these girls that curvaceous before. You know what I'm saying? They do exist like that. So I know all of us haven't had the same experiences, but I have seen girls that look just as thick as those dolls that I was showing. And that's what I was trying to tell BGL. Chamara says, Starpy has the most realistic and beautiful dolls from all, but I can't afford them at all right now. Also, I don't want to buy the expert doll as my first one. I would rather want to buy either a Game Lady doll or just a Phoebe F from Piper doll. He says, I'm still deciding and I wonder what measurements I should pick. Normally, I should pick, or would pick, I guess he's saying, normal size doll, but with my small space, it's better to pick a smaller one. He said, but not too small for my fancy positions I would want to practice. I said, actually, every doll you mentioned is from reputable manufacturers. So all of them are past beginner level companions. So, because he was like, yeah, I think I'm going to pass on a Starpery and get a Piper or Game Lady. Damn. Piper and Game Lady ain't no lower level companies. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, hey, that's what I was trying to tell him. Starpery, I love Starpery. I mean, but Game Lady and Piper are great. Even though Game Lady is new on the scene, you could tell that they look like they make a quality product. So yeah, you won't be downgraded by going to Game Lady or a Piper. You might as well get a Starpery. And that's what I say. Actually, every doll you mentioned is from a reputable manufacturer, so all of them are past beginner level. I say it's not hard to take care of your doll, especially if you get a silicone girl, but TPE is still easier to maintain. I say I love your choices, either Game Lady, Piper, or even a Starper. I say I love your choices. I can't wait to see which doll you choose to start your journey. I say you'll be able to purchase whatever doll you desire at the right time, no matter the cost, my friend. Because he said I can't afford. Don't say that. I know you may not have any in your bank account now. I know my bank account may not look like I want it to look now, but it's already on the way. I believe that the prayers I prayed are already answered. And so although you may not have the money in your bank account right now, believe you're gonna have it, and believe me, you will have it sooner than you think. It will come. Let me see. Red Viper, last comment on this video. And I only got a couple more videos left, but he says, hey, bro, good question. Why don't you have a Rosemary? Oh, perfect. I'm going to bring this up later, though, in another video, but I ain't going to worry about it. He says, hey, bro, why don't you have Rosemary doll on your list of trusted vendors? They are actually legit. And I told him, you asked me this before about Rosemary doll, and I told you that they are legit, but I said, I cannot promote them here because they aren't a vendor of the show. Because like I said, it's a lot of other, I've said this, with total transparency. I always say I have highly reputable vendors. Go through my vendors. You can find any doll you need. So you don't have to go to any other vendors. You can stay right here. But there are other reputable vendors out there that are completely legitimate. Because just the doll farm alone has more vendors than I do that are completely legitimate, right? But they can't help the show because they aren't actually affiliates with me. And so I said I'm never going to promote them here. I said I can never promote a company here if they aren't a vendor of my show. I say all of my vendors are also legit, and that's how people can help the show going forward while improving their lives. I said, but if you go click my about section, you might be surprised who you see as a new vendor. So I do have actually Rosemary doll here now. And they are TDF certified and all of that. I'm going to do an official announcement. So for all of you seeing this, you're going to see another show about this. I said they can now be promoted here. Because like I said, I'm always for adding more new choices for you to choose from. I'm all for having you, pretty much like I say, all of my vendors you could already find any doll that you needed, but somebody may just like Rosemary, or any other one of my vendors. And so I'm glad that I have a good choice for you to choose from. The next video is I had a comment on my Dr. Reardon interview again from Lee God. He said, good vibes. From you guys. He says, dolls are so much fun to dress and always there for a hug. There's no stress. He says, I bought a sewing machine to take in the seams of the clothes because she's my first doll, 4'8" to 4'10". He says, not so expensive. So I'm learning new stuff. He said, I wish I got her ages ago. And he basically giving advice to anybody who read his comment. He said, just buy one and go with it. He said, these are good times, guys. Thumbs up, Jay. And I said, if you can sew, that's great for your girl, because I ain't trying to buy no sewing machine. I'm sorry. I say I can do all things, but it's just some things that ain't me. I ain't buying no damn sewing machine. It's nothing wrong with it, but that's just nothing. There's nothing that I'm just really, I gravitate to being able to do, Something I can probably teach myself to do. Maybe I will at another time, but it just seems a bit intimidating for me right now. That's just something I can't see myself really getting into. I'd rather just buy some clothes that fit the girl, to be honest. He said, I wish I got her ages before. Just buy. Oh, I already read that. I said, if you saw this great for your girl, I said, I definitely agree that the doll life will make you wish you found it even sooner. I've said that a lot of times. I'm like, man, this was the life for me. I wish I had you can't look back. You can't change your past. You got to go forward. But I'm just saying, like, thinking about it, I'm like, man, I wish I could have had a doll sooner in my life, because they are straight amazing. So I agree with him on that. I only had one more show now, and that's Don't Bite Off More Than You Can Chew. That's the show that I did yesterday. I want to make sure that I thought I saw one slip through the cracks. I think I got everything. Yep. So this is the last little round right here, guys. I'm gonna like that. The first comment I get from Wild Style Vlogs that says, your girlfriend is gorgeous. And he talking about this beauty because this is the girl that was just been sitting next to me doing my shows lately. I'm just telling him thanks. He said, your girlfriend is gorgeous. Then Universal Red Guy says, oh, and don't bite off more than you can chew. It was basically a video talking about how I've done a video about this before, but this is a more updated video where I was just like, hey, watch your ass when you buying one of these BBWs. If you 5'1" and you weigh 110 pounds, you might not want to buy a BBW that's going to be feeling like she damn near 200 pounds. You can get yourself in a bad situation. So that video was basically like, hey, evaluate your own body. I didn't know how heavy these girls was. I thought 98 pounds was going to be like a human woman. I can lift a 98-pound human woman up with one finger, but not with a doll. They are much different because they're not helping you. They're dead weight, and you got to get used to lifting them up. But in some cases, you can just get a girl that's too damn big, and that's what that video was about. And my guy Universal Red Guy says, they are not just some silly workout weights you can just slam on the ground and be careless with. He said, my lightest doll is over 65 pounds, but it feels like 100, like I've told you guys before. He said, my other dolls are over 94 pounds, but they feel like 160 pounds or even more sometimes, which I've told you. He says, you want to be able to carefully carry them gently, but with power at the same time. There's no need to rush it. That's true. You can't rush picking these girls up. He said, some days you will be stronger than other days. That's also true. Some days you're going to feel like you got it. Some days you're going to feel like I don't need to be doing this. He says, my $3 done beat me up plenty of times. No joke. I said, great all around comment. You know, I didn't really add anything because he said so much good stuff. But I know one thing, like Saima, I'm a lot more used to her. But boy, when they're heavyweights, you just you don't ever quite get used to it. My guy, Neely Novi says, hi, JDK. First and foremost, much love to your channel. He said, it takes some balls to discuss the dogs openly. He says, I'm currently considering to acquire my first dog. Given I have a long time back issue, I'm considering an Iron Tech torso with this S22 head. He says, it should do the trick for cuddling at night, and no arms and legs surely make maintaining her easier. He said, just wondering what your opinion on electronic functions are. Built-in heating and suction, or are they a marketing gag or well-designed feature? He said, I fear they might shorten the lifespan of the companion due to being more prone to issues. He said, keep up the work. Good work. Much respect from Europe. I said, honestly, I'm not much for the gadgets. You know, I talk about all the innovations. I'm glad the companies are coming out with it. I want them to keep improving, no matter whether I want to get something or not, because you always want to push forward. You don't never want to stay the same. So I'm glad that they're constantly innovating, even if it's stuff that I don't use. But I said, for me, I wouldn't get the. I said, honestly, I'm not much for the gadgets, and I'm not sure of how the longevity will work. I don't know how long this stuff will actually last in a working fashion. I said, I will say for me, I wouldn't get the heating because your dog would get warm after cuddling, like I said earlier. I said the sucking function is probably awesome as long as it works correctly. But I said, I don't have sex with my girl, so for me, it's unnecessary. And Nelly says, thanks for your feedback. Pretty much confirmed my thoughts. Chamara said, another vid and another awesome lesson from you, master. I said, thank you for watching, my friend. And Red Viper says, if you're careful, your back and leg muscle will get stronger and get in shape from lifting these girls. You won't have to worry about going to a gym. And, you know, some people try to say, hey, yeah, you're going to be good. You're going to be good. You're going to get stronger. And you will get stronger, but this is what I said. You will definitely get stronger, but sometimes the girl is just too heavy for the owner, you know, too big for the owner. Like I say, this is what I'm saying. I said, like I said in the video, Saima is really too heavy for me. She weighs 98 pounds. I said, she's really too heavy for me. I said, I can pick her up and move her, but it's not ideal for my body size. You know, I pick her up. Yes, I've gotten more used to the weight. I think I can actually pick her up a little easier. But for my body size, I was never really supposed to buy her. You know, I was supposed to buy a dog. I shouldn't have went over 80 or 85 pounds. She is still what I would call too heavy for me, even though I love that girl to death. I said, it's a certain weight threshold that you just can't get used to if she's just too big for your body type, in my opinion. So, like I say, if she just too big, she just too big. You know, like I say, if you can even be 5'6" or so. Let's just say you're 5'6", but your girl weigh 120 pounds, but she feel like 180 pounds, and you weigh 160 pounds like me. Like, dude, you done got yourself in trouble. You know, you may not even be able to get her out the damn box. So, and even if you do move her around, man, it's just one of those things. You don't want to put yourself in too vulnerable of a position, because I'm gonna be honest, even just moving my girls around, sometimes, you know, you have to be very careful. You don't want mistakes to happen. You don't want to trip. But, you know, even my lightest girls can be a little heavy, you know? And so when I'm picking up Saima 98 pounds, it's just like, boy, you know, you can't afford to make no mistakes. That's all. So you don't really, I just say you don't want to put yourself in a position where you getting a girl where you like, man, I can't make any mistakes, or this girl gonna really hurt me. You know what I'm saying? So something to think about. So either way, that was my last comment on don't bite off more than you can chew, I think. Let me see. Yep, that was it. So now I can catch up with the comments, guys. It's been another great power hour, and we're getting ready to come to the end. We're gonna catch up with all the comments now. What is he talking about? Oh, just kind of doing it says, maybe I have big old factories. I guess he was referring to the fact that he says he got rid of the dog that smelled funny. And he was like, he got big old factory glands as far as smelling. Uh now I don't think that you probably just had a bad dog. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't smell right, it probably wasn't right. He said, sorry, I screwed the flow. You didn't mess the flow up. You did not mess the flow up. Uh, I do that back and forth where I read the comments from my videos, then I come back to the chat, and then I go back to the comments of my videos. You didn't mess the flow up. That's just sort of how the show rolls. Now, sometimes I tell you, hey, I'm just gonna read all the comments and then I'm gonna come back to you. But I just had too many comments to do that. So that's why I said I wanted to check back in with you guys. But then when I get to talking to you guys for too long, I realized that, hey, if I don't get back to reading these comments, this show could be 20 damn hours, and I don't want that. He said, I just thought it would add a bit to a comfort. And you did good. You did good. Don't ever shy away. Like I say, keep sending your questions in the chat, you know. But the main purpose of this show is for me to get through with the comments on my videos first, right? Not first, but I want to get through with them at some point in the show. So I don't ever want to let myself get caught up into answering your questions, and then the show end up being 5 hours. So what I like to do is come back like I'm doing now, you know, and I tidy things up. So you can keep throwing your questions out here. Don't worry about slowing down for me. It's just that sometimes when I read your questions, I have to go back to my comment section. Once again, he said, I was genuinely interested. Once again, don't feel bad about asking your questions. That's what I'm here for. But it's a structure to the show, so I can't stay on one section too long. That's I think you got it by now. SEB7 says, hello, Dog King. Hey, SEB, good to see you up. Just kind of says, veins and attention to detail is crazy on the iron tech, even the skin. Yes. That's really what been blowing me away over the last few days, because as you can see, I've been using Himawari as my sleeping partner recently. And even though she's a bit harder than TPE, you know, like I said, they still make great sleeping friends. And she's the best girl to be in the bed. I'll probably talk about that another time. Just kind of said, you're good at what you're doing. Keep it up. Got to roll. Okay, man, good to see you. Just kind of glad to have you, brother. Love you, my friend. Stingray says, hell, JDKH. He says, hope you're doing good. I'm doing great and glad to have you, brother. I got one more comment and we're going to call it a night, y'all. He said, I had that with Sarah, my 42 kilogram JY dog. It took a while to handle her, but she's a good reason for me to work out more. Let me see how much because 42 kilograms is heavy. It is. I'm not I don't do conversions with 92. So she's less than my girl, actually. I wonder how much my girl is. So my girl is around 44 kilograms. Okay. Right. Right. Yeah. But like I say, it's good that you can work out and handle her better. But like I say, sometimes you can get a girl to where working out ain't gonna even help you. She's just too damn big for you. And luckily, I'm not quite in that position. But I still think Saima is still a little bit big for my body frame. I mean, she's short. I love her because she's about 5 foot, 5'1" or something. But it's just that damn, 98 pounds is a hell of a load. But with all that said, we're done with the heavyweight hangover Dog King Power Hour. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Went through all the comments, broke them all down, checked in with the chat, and just another reminder to just kind of doing it, and everybody out there, I don't mind you dropping a million questions in the chat. You know, ask me whatever you're gonna ask me. When I say I have to get back to the show or whatever, it just means that I know I need to get through reading my comments. Like I said earlier, I need to get through reading my comments, and that's on my videos, because that's the whole purpose of the show. So I try to go back to that so I won't get lost. Because if I get to talking to the chat for 2 hours, then I'm gonna realize that, damn, I still got an hour's worth of comments on my videos to get to. And like I say, I try not to make these over a couple of hours long, 2.5 hours long like it is right now, because I like to leave it digestible. I think 2.5 hours is a great little digestible show. But most of the time I have a target in mind of about an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. But with all the comments from you guys, which I love, it's taking it out a little longer. And even going forward, as I start getting more and more comments, just too many to do in the show, I'm just going to have to start picking out the very best comments. But right now, I still can sort of do pretty much all the comments. So I appreciate all you guys for watching. I love you. Thank you for your support. Remember, you can always buy your companion dolls right here. The vendor links in my description of my videos, the about section of my YouTube channel. You can always support the show. CashApp or PayPal, that's in the description of my videos, or the about section of my YouTube channel. You can do super chats, super stickers on my live streams, and you can do super thanks on my videos. I also have a fundraiser link in the description of my videos you can donate to. So many ways you can help the show. You can also use my Amazon link if you're looking to buy anything, not just something I suggest. You can use that to help support the show. So we appreciate all of you guys, all my Dog King Army team members. Thank you for your support. All my regular viewers, thank you for your support. We want to see God's blessings over your life, whatever you're hoping for, believing for, whether it's health, finances, new relationships, human or synthetic. We're praying that you have it. You know what we say. All we ask you to do is believe it, and you will receive it. So thanks again for tuning in. Of course, we got another big show Thursday and Friday for you to check out. So look forward to those shows. I love you. Thank you for your support. Have a great day, and keep tuning in. But as for right now, me and the beautiful Cara Frost, me, JayDollKingHefner, and the beautiful Cara Frost are finna get the hell up out of here. Oh, just kind of made a couple of last comments, did he? Yeah, it looked like he did. Oh, this old though. I must didn't see this. He said, Vines and attention to detail is crazy on the iron. Oh, wait, hold on. I didn't see this. He says, jail breasts are crazy. A little too real, but in a great way. Okay, I didn't see that one. My guy Andrew Gibbs says, what's good, bro? What up, Andrew? Finna get out of here, Andrew. And Ryan says, thanks for another great power hour. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for all you guys tuning in. Appreciate you for hanging out with me. But you know what we say? As of right now, it's time to get the hell up out of here. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good one, man. And keep tuning in. Keep hitting the like button. Share it. Spread the word. And thank you, man, for helping me grow. And we going to even bigger heights, man, coming up in the future, baby. Going higher and higher and higher. Have a good one, guys. We are out of here.